The mess. You have the state of North Carolina suing the government in turn suing the state of North Carolina, all over the use of bathrooms and whether transgenders can use the bathroom of their choosing, regardless of their biological makeup. The North Carolina government made clear that they felt that if you are a male biologically, you should use the men's room. Female biologically, you should use the women's room, regardless of what sex you feel is the case. That was immediately seen as an overreach on the part of the state there, and obviously brought a great deal of contempt. Canceled were a number of conventions and businesses that planned gatherings in the state, saying that it was unfriendly to the LGBT community and unfriendly to gays, period. It has morphed into something that is much bigger than anyone thought. But the bottom line is, rather than resolve this in a quiet way that wouldn't involve any laws whatsoever, now you have a state suing the federal government suing a state. Pat Buchanan, this is a mess. What do you make of it?
Well, I think the Department of Justice, and I hope the Obama administration gets stuffed on this one. Look, the idea that grown men have a right to use girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms and all the rest of it, it seems to me, is ridiculous. There is no need, there is no great crisis here in America. And to compare this with the Civil Rights Act of 1964, I would go back to those days, and the Voting Rights Act in Selma in '65, is ridiculous. I mean, something's going to happen out of this, Neil. Some character is going to go into some girl's room or lady's room, and some terrible incident's going to occur, and there's going to be a terrible backlash. This country has existed for, what, 200 and some odd years, and we haven't had any problem with this. Why can't the minority that is griping about it simply deal with it?
You know what was interesting to liken this and the Jim Crow laws and what have you? I mean, to put that community in with those who
that
suffered
is really
to racism.
An outrage.
But I guess the bigger point is here, couldn't this have been avoided altogether without establishing laws, one way or the other?
I agree with you 100%. I would say, look, let the university, first let the state decide it, and if I were in the state, I'd say, look, the university should decide it, and the businesses, they should decide it, and get out of it, and let these people, let us work it all out, to have the Department of Justice and the mighty Obama administration now demanding bathrooms and shower rooms and locker rooms be opened up to individuals who are born male but think they're female is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think someone had said that even if there was no danger within the transgender community for something like this, that it might spur the very type of activity.
Well, sure, what do you think when some women and girls are in a bathroom somewhere, you know, or with a restaurant or something, and some character walks in? I mean, they're creating a problem that did not exist.
Do you think North Carolina started by instituting a law, though, to codify this when common sense could have probably handled it?
I don't know the origins of it, but basically I agree with you. You know, invariably when we get into these things, we got such a society of so many different groups and identities and all the rest, that goodwill, we got to work them out together rather than have some law dropped on us by Barack Obama and the Department of Justice. But I must say, I mean, this is almost a parody to listen to this whole thing described as the great battle for civil rights. I was at the March on Washington in '63. You know, I was in any number of these things, these collisions. It was a great occasion and a great movement. And to compare that is to compare the sublime to the ridiculous.
But it happens at a time when Target, other retailers are trying to find a ground to be accommodative. And yet, in Target's case, by opening up its restaurants, anyone who wants to use any restroom, a changing room, anyone who wants to use any changing room, that triggered more than 1 million petitions. People said, Target, I'm not going to shop at your store.
You know, and look, the middle name of corporate America is capitulation. I mean, even, look, let's take the Martin Luther King Day. 48 states wanted it, Arizona voted no, and New Hampshire voted no. Let them vote no, but instead we're going to take away the Super Bowl, and they use all this force to come down, when I think the best thing to do is let the people decide, let the community decide. It's called the principle of subsidiarity.
You know, bottom line, I've been belaboring this, but just to make a point, right now the way it stands, and if the federal government, wins on this, is that in North Carolina, any state now, if regardless of your genitalia, if you feel that you are of the opposite sex, you can go ahead and use any restroom you want. If this
and how
becomes,
do you hold somebody? Yeah, how do you hold somebody to account who says, "Well, I felt like I was a woman, and so that's why I went in there"?
Well, that's the fear, that there's no way to know where this goes. But anyway, it is what it is, and the battle ensues. Pat, real quickly, Donald Trump has said when this first happened that he was sympathetic to the transgender community and some of the identity crises they have. I'm paraphrasing here, but he says that someone in his Trump Tower could go to any restroom they please. But is that a clear enough position, or is Donald Trump maybe the fact, because he is from a progressive state, a very different kind of a state, finding a middle ground here that's not set by law?
Well, he is from New York. He's from New York, a very, liberal community, and there are issues up there that nobody even knows about. I mean, you got the mayor, the mayor, dropping the wood on everybody on the nanny state. So it's a different community, and if that's Donald Trump's view, that's fine. But I think North Carolina and North Carolina communities have a right to see that their views are represented in their laws and customs and traditions. So I don't have a problem with any disagreement on that. It's just, I tend to agree with North Carolina. And on this issue with Ryan's got to back down. Trump can't back down, Neil. He can't, because that would be a capitulation to the first demand he got after he won the nomination.
You're talking about Polar, the speaker. In other words, don't be undecided. Don't be if you're going to get in the way, get out of the way.
Look, Trump cannot capitulate to Paul Ryan's demand that I'm not going to endorse unless you clarify what you stand for and believe in. And he's got to go up there hat in hand and explain it after he's won the largest number of Republican votes in any series of primaries and caucuses ever?
Good point. Pat, good talking to you again.